Hello everybody, this is Marc from Chateau de Rosieres. When we first visited the chateau 7 years ago, we drove through a part of France where I had never been. And yet, I discovered later on that my family had ties with the area because of something that happened 85 years ago. So last December, after Juliette was born, we decided to go and investigate what happened there.
This is how level our driveway is. But it's a beautiful day. Huh?
Indeed.
And where are we going?
We are going to Saint-Bonnet-le-Froid, which is 2 villages from here, but much higher up, so there should be snow up there.
Yeah.
It's really exciting, first snow of the year.
But we're going to stop in the next village first, aren't we, to try and find some lunch?
Yes.
Because it's taken us 3,000 hours to get out of the house with 2 children in the cold.
Yep. We need to wrap them in 20 layers each and then change the nappies, so unwrap them.
Well, we've been climbing the mountain from hours. We've been going for about 10 minutes now, 10-15 minutes, and it's properly snowy here because we're at 580 meters, and by the time we get to this next village we're at over 1,000 meters, so it's quite steep, which is why I never ride my bike up here. And it's a beautiful village that used to be a pilgrimage destination. Well, it still is a pilgrim destination, but it used to be a lot more of one. And as we go up the mountain, we get to see the most incredible view of the Alps, which it looks like it's clear today from what I can see. Oh, we're just coming into the village. The Alps are over that way. A very pretty village, perched on the edge of the hill. Juliette's snoring.
They're repaying their...
Yeah, I think so. Oh dear, that's closed, so that's one of our food options. Gone. We have to pray that the creperie, the new creperie, is open. Oh no, what does it look like? Looks closed. Is it open?
Yeah.
Yay! This is a new place that we haven't tried yet. Clement's in his Christmas jumper.
He wasn't sleeping.
Oh baby, what's all this snow? Are you wearing your sandals still?
Il y a de la neige.
And Juliette's on her first outing since we've been to the... came back from the hospital. Oh, my little girl. Rosie Roo. She's wearing all the clothes I could find in the house.
Kim already has snow in his sandals.
Alright, for your first trip out, my love.
Tu viens, moi chérie?
So we just spent far too long in the creperie because it was absolutely delicious.
It was really nice.
Really, really nice. And we are now heading up on our secret mission, not secret, special mission up to Saint-Bonnet-le-Foy, the next station, which is even higher and even wilder. We are trying to identify where this photo was taken in the snow, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about this photo in a few minutes. Right, here we are in Saint-Bonnet-le-Foy as a family. Clément, hello. And Juliette is in here. You can't see her. So why have we come up to Saint-Bonnet-le-Foy today?
We've come here because in 1937 my grandfather, grandmother, my dad and 4 of his siblings were traveling from Auvergne to the south of France, and they broke down not far from here. They walked all the way to this village, so my grandparents plus 5 children, and they tried to find a place to fix the car. So there was absolutely nothing. It's in the middle of the mountains, in quite high up. It was covered in snow. And so they tried to find a place to stay, so there was no hotel or anything. They eventually found a nice lady who told them to come in her home, so they slept, the 7 of them, in the same room with where there was a little stove. So it must have been really atmospheric because it was there was a lot of snow, and they were just stranded here. The next day they managed to get the tow car to come and collect the car that was in the middle of the forest, and they towed it to a garage. So the mechanic said, "Oh, I need to order some parts. It will take at least 2 or 3 weeks before they come here." So it was in 1937 in the middle of nowhere. So my grandfather thought, that's very, very annoying. What are we going to do there? And eventually, so they stayed here. And eventually the mechanic managed to fix their car using spare parts from other cars he had in his backyard. So he disassembled 2 other cars to fix their car, and they managed to leave after only 2 days here. So my dad was 6 at the time, but he vividly remembered that because it was a great adventure for him. It's quite likely that my grandparents didn't have quite the same great memory with stranded here with the 5 kids. But so we've come here.
Clement's having an equally difficult relationship with the snow.
Oh,
baby, did you put your hands in the snow? one of the funniest things is that when we got Rosieres, it was in an area of France which was one of the few parts of France that one of Marc's extended family didn't live in, because it's a massive family. So it was quite funny when Marc's dad turned up and he'd driven through Saint-Bonnet-le-Foy the first time, and he said, hold on, I got this amazing memory of the place. And so we've actually got this connection with his childhood, one of his most special memories. And Marc's dad sadly passed away this year, and it was at his funeral that Marc spoke to a cousin about his memory, Marc's dad's memory of this event. And he went home and he found 3 photos that the family took in 1937 of the breakdown. And so we're actually here up in Saint-Bonnet-le-Foy today, in the middle of the snow, to try and identify exactly where those photos were taken. I think we might have found where 2 of them were taken. The first one we've got is this, and stood here, we think it is just here. I'm going to take a picture to recreate it. And then, amazingly, the landscape picture next, which makes a lot of sense, is in the same spot, but just turning this way. So there's one photo there, and one photo there.
It was so cold when we drove to Saint-Bonnet-le-Foy that our camera stopped working, and so now we are back in the warmth. I'm gonna be able to show you the pictures. The first picture we have is the broken down car in the middle of the woods. This picture is going to be quite difficult to locate because the only reference points we have are the corner of the road and the trees. The trees have long been cut, so it's quite likely that the landscape would look slightly different. And the corner of the road just looks like any corner of the road. And so we can just imagine that the breakdown happened on any of the turns of that along the road. The next picture is my grandmother standing with her 5 children in front of the house where they spent the night. My dad is behind her, so we can't actually see his face. The third picture is landscape. We had several potential places that could look like that along the road, but actually we found that it was taken nearly maybe 50 meters from the other picture of the house, just at the entrance of the village. And what is quite nice is that it feels it has hardly changed. The contour of the woods is slightly different, but like the village, the landscape is pretty similar now than it was 85 years ago. After hearing my dad and my uncle tell me many times about that very vivid childhood memory, it was really nice to find where the pictures were taken and where the whole story unraveled. And it's something I've really enjoyed doing with my family, and I'm looking forward to telling my children when they're a bit older in age to understand the story. And I'm sure it is a story that will stay for the next generations.